Welcome back to Great to Lead. Today, I'm going to share a few of my favorite book studies to do with your leadership team and why I like using them with my team. So let's jump in. First up, I have Toy Box Leadership by Ron Hunter and Michael Waddell. I love this book. This has by far been the best book study that I've ever done. Toy Box Leadership uses toys that many of us played with as kids and turns them into powerful lessons that you can apply to your leadership. The toy objects serve as an anchor for each chapter. For example, the toy in chapter 1 is Lego bricks. The lesson in this chapter is all about the importance of relationships and connecting with others. Some quotes from the book are, "One brick stuck in the wrong place can ruin a perfectly good castle." Think about that for a minute and how it ties into teams. Another quote says, "The more connections you make, the stronger your foundation becomes and the higher you can build." Powerful, right? I learned a really valuable lesson in chapter 2 where Slinky Dog is the focus toy. It talks about vision and how you need to pull and then be patient. One of my favorite chapters was Mr. Potato Head. The title is Communication, the Right Face for the Right Place. I tried to purchase some type of trinket for each chapter to use as a visual reminder about the lessons learned from that toy. Many things were very cheap, such as the yo-yo, green army men, or a mini tub of Play-Doh. I could go on and on about this book, so if you want a book that's different from others, try Toy Box Leadership. The second book that I'd like to suggest is How Full Is Your Bucket, written by Tom Rath and Donald Clifton. This book may not be as well known, but I like it because the concepts are so simple and they not only help us as leaders, but also in life in general. The premise of this book is that each of us has an invisible bucket that is constantly being emptied or filled, which has a direct impact on how we feel about ourselves and others. We also have an invisible dipper that fills up or empties others' buckets based on how we treat them. This book only has 6 chapters, but they are packed with things that will shift your thinking. The book states that we experience about 20,000 individual interactions a day. Out of those interactions, it's the positive or the negative ones that stick, not the neutral ones. And some of those moments will stick with us for a lifetime. One strategy in the book that I really liked was to reverse the golden rule. Instead of treating others the way you want to be treated, we should treat others the way they want to be treated. Another great thing about How Full Is Your Bucket is that there are a ton of resources that you can use with a book with just a simple internet search. One last tidbit, there's also a children's book version of this book that's also great for kids. Another great book to go through with your team is The Energy Bus by Jon Gordon. I love Jon Gordon and all of his books are quick, easy read. In my next video, I'll share some of my favorite leadership books and some of which are written by Jon Gordon. The Energy Bus is a very well-known book and there are a ton of resources available to use with the book. If you're not familiar with Jon Gordon books, he provides a lot of free resources as well as those that you can purchase from his website. The Energy Bus shares 10 rules to fuel your life, work, and team with positive energy. The book is a fable about a man named George and a bus driver named Joy who has 10 rules for the riders on her bus. There are so many powerful rules, but one of my favorite rules is number 5 that says, "Don't waste your energy on those who don't want to get on your bus." Bus Rule 6 talks about energy vampires. It says, "Energy vampires have no interest in helping the team succeed and no drive to turn things around." I also really like Rule 7 that says, "Enthusiasm attracts more passengers and energizes them during the ride." So check out this book. You won't regret it. Up next, we have Fish. Fish is written by Stephen Lundin, Harry Paul, and John Christensen. Pike's Place Fish Market in Seattle is the inspiration for this book. Who knew that fish throwing could be so much fun? The book suggests that when we choose to love the work we do, we can catch our limit of happiness, meaning, and fulfillment every day. This book is all about choosing our attitude and how we bring ourselves to work each day. We may not have a choice in the work that we do, but we do have a choice in how we do it. It also talks about the importance of customer service in doing things to make their day and taking customer service to a higher level. If you don't enjoy your job, you will not provide a high level of customer service. It also talks about the importance of being present and not just going through the motions of a job. This book is a super quick read, and it also has resources to help guide you if you want to use it as a book study with your team. The last page of this book sums up the type of workplace that can be achieved if you apply the principles in the book. So listen up. It says, our workplace. As you enter this place of work, please choose to make today a great day. Your colleagues, customers, team members, and yourself will be thankful. Find ways to play. We can be serious about our work without being serious about ourselves. Stay focused to be present when customers and team members need you most. And should you feel your energy lapsing, try this surefire remedy. Find someone who needs a helping hand, a word of support, or a good ear and make their day. My last recommendation is another Jon Gordon book called The Power of a Positive Team. This book also has several resources that you can use to support the book study. This book covers proven principles and practices that make great teams great. It focuses on the power of teamwork and how no one creates success alone. This book has so many good nuggets that I'm not quite sure how to sum it up or where to begin. For this book study, I would definitely suggest taking it slow and allow time for your team to practice the principles in the book over the course of a period of time. I would also suggest scheduling out when you are going to reflect on each chapter. In addition, I would schedule out time to discuss how the members of your team have applied the principles in the book. Remember, when discussing books, think of yourself as a facilitator and not a teacher. Your team will learn more from each other than they will from you. I want to read a few sentences from the book to help you understand that this book is not all about being happy all the time. It's about hard work, so listen to this. When I talk about positive teams, I'm not talking about Pollyanna positivity where you wear rose-colored glasses and ignore the reality of the situation. Positive teams are not fake positivity. They are about real optimism, vision, purpose, and unity that makes great teams. I also like this part. It says culture drives expectations and beliefs. Expectations and beliefs drive behaviors. Behaviors drive habits, and habits create the future. One other quote that I like from the book that's always stuck with me is, are you going to be a germ to your team or a big dose of vitamin C? Some parts in this book will sting, but it shares truths that need to be confronted in order to bring your team to the next level. Another powerful takeaway from the book was having your team answer these questions. What do you want to stand for? What do you want to be known for? What kind of team do you want to be? And then it follows with this statement. When you know what you want to be, you can create a culture to become it. Wow, that is so powerful. I could go on about this book because there are so many lessons to learn. I highly encourage you to check out this book. Again, these are my personal recommendations, and yes, I have done all 5 of these book studies with my teams over the years. These books may not be a good fit for your team, and I'm sure this is a given, but make sure that you fully read the book and start applying the principles before handing it out to your team. Remember, it starts with the leader. If you're showing what you've learned and they see that you're changing and growing as a result of the book, they will as well. Thank you so much for watching today. Until next time, strive to be a leader who inspires and leads with greatness.